Hey everyone, and welcome. So you're the one in charge of leading your organization through this, well, AI revolution, right? You know the pressure is on. Today, we're going to break down exactly what it takes to become a Microsoft certified AI transformation leader. And we're using the new AB-731 exam as our roadmap. Let's get right into it. First things first, let's talk about why this is such a big deal. The stakes are incredibly high. For every single dollar a company invests in generative AI, they're seeing an average return of $3.70. I mean, think about that. This isn't just some new shiny tech, it's a massive business driver, which means getting the leadership part right is more critical than ever. And that really gets to the heart of it. This wave of generative AI is already here, and it's completely reshaping how we all work. The whole conversation has shifted. It's not a debate anymore about if we should be doing this. The real question, the one you have to answer, is how are you going to lead this change effectively and responsibly? So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with the why behind AI leadership. Then we'll get a really close look at the AB-731 exam itself. From there, we'll dive into the three big knowledge areas it covers, really understanding Gen I's value, getting a handle on Microsoft's AI toolkit, and finally, the big one, crafting a winning strategy for adoption. Okay, let's start with our map, the AB-731 exam. Now, I don't want you to think of this as just another test. Seriously, think of it as Microsoft's strategic playbook for what a modern AI leader absolutely needs to know. It's pretty much a perfect guide for charting your course. So who's this really for? Well, Microsoft is super clear about it. It's built for business decision makers, for strategists, for leaders. And here's the key part. You are not expected to write a single line of code. This is not a technical exam. It's 100% focused on strategic vision and business application. And check out how the exam is broken down. It really tells a story. You've got understanding the business value of AI and knowing the Microsoft tools. Each of those are huge chunks, almost 40% of the exam. Then that final, absolutely crucial piece is the strategy for actually putting it all into practice. All right, let's dive into that first major section, the one that covers that big slice of the exam, mastering the fundamental landscape of generative AI. You gotta know this stuff cold. This is your foundation. It all starts with a simple QO definition. The big shift here is that generative AI isn't just analyzing data anymore. It's a creator. It can generate brand new, totally original content, everything from emails to software code, all based on the patterns it's learned. For a reader, this means you're moving from asking, what does our data tell us, to what can we create with our data? It's a huge mindset shift. Okay, so a key strategic decision you'll face is choosing your starting point. You've basically got two options. You can use these powerful general purpose pre-trained models, think GPT-4, right out of the box. Or you can create a specialist by fine-tuning the model with your own data, teaching it to become an expert at a very specific task, like, say, analyzing your company's unique financial reports. So, how do you make these incredibly powerful models relevant and, more importantly, trustworthy for your business? Well, that's where a technique called LAD comes in. Retrieval Augmented Generation basically connects the AI to your company's private, up-to-date data. This makes sure its answers aren't just creative, they're grounded in your business reality. And that is absolutely critical for avoiding mistakes and hallucinations. Got the concepts down. Let's move on to the second major part of the exam, Microsoft's AI Toolkit. Because once you understand the what, you need to know the specific tools you'll use to actually make the transformation happen. The secret sauce behind Microsoft's whole approach is something called the Microsoft Graph. The best way to think of it is as the central nervous system for your organization's data. It maps all the relationships between your people, your documents, your meetings, your emails. This is what gives Copilot its superpowers. It lets it understand the context of your work to give you truly personal and relevant help. And here's where you see that magic in action. Copilot isn't some separate app you have to go find and open. No, it lives right inside the tools you already use every single day. In Teams, it can summarize that meeting you just missed. In Excel, it can analyze your data and create charts for you. In Outlook, it can draft replies to a crazy long email thread. This deep integration is what really drives productivity. Now, beyond the everyday productivity apps, Microsoft also gives you this incredibly powerful suite of services in Azure. So if you need to do something more custom, like analyze images with AI Vision, or build a crazy powerful search engine with AI Search, or even explore and deploy all kinds of different AI models, Azure AI Foundry is your central hub for all those advanced solutions. And all of this leads to a classic strategic decision for any leader. Do you build a solution from scratch? Do you buy one off the shelf? Or do you extend what you already have? For that extend option, Microsoft Copilot Studio is your go-to tool. It's what lets you customize the Copilot experience or even build your own specialized AI agents for your unique business processes. All right, let's get to the final, and I'd argue maybe the most important section of the exam, leading the charge. This is where technology meets true leadership. It's all about crafting the strategy for a responsible and successful adoption. Look, here's the fundamental truth. Having the best tech in the world is only half the battle. A real, lasting AI transformation is built on a foundation of trust, and that requires a very deliberate strategy for responsible AI use and a rock-solid plan to bring your entire organization along for the ride. And that strategy has to be guided by clear principles. Microsoft lays out these 6 pillars for responsible AI. As a leader, you've got to make sure every AI solution is fair, reliable, and secure. But it also has to be transparent, so people actually understand how it works. And there has to be clear accountability for what it does. Seriously, these aren't just nice to have guidelines. They are non-negotiable for building trust. So how do you actually make this happen? A simple, really effective plan can start with just 3 steps. First, build your team. Get a group from across the business to guide the strategy. Second, figure out what's going to stop you. Identify your barriers head on, whether they're technical or cultural. And third, find your champions. Empower those early adopters to become teachers and inspire everyone else. So let's bring this all together. Prepping for the AB-731 exam, it really isn't just about earning another credential to put on your profile. It's about internalizing a complete framework, from the core concepts to the practical tools to strategic leadership, that's going to give you the confidence to guide your organization into this new era of work. So there you have it. You now have the map for what it takes to be a real OI transformation leader. The path is laid out for you. It covers strategy, technology, and responsibility. The only question left is, what's your first move going to be?